Here we go. It's to the theme of Old MacDonald, so feel free to clap or snap or anything.
What's the... How does it...
I don't know how you'd clap to that, I guess. Maybe like...
Oh, like...
Little on the desk guy. Like... What was it? I was on the bike. I had it in traffic. I was at a red light. It was, there we go. Casting Broad, this is a podcast. Welcome to the show. Last week we talked about privileged on our first episode. We caused offence here, we caused offence there, we caused a little offence everywhere. Matt and Tom are truly sorry. So this week we're going to talk about farm animals, because you can't really offend sheep.
Nice.
Voila.
With Matt and Tom.
That's your part.
Because I was going to say that every week, but in a different way.
Yeah, I like that.
With Matt and Tom. Well, no, I'll say that one for next week. It's
That's
annoying.
something to look forward to. That'll keep him hooked.
You know what's disappointing, though, is that you nailed it, except you said we talked about privileged, which is bad grammar.
Oh.
Yeah. I think we should keep it, though. We should keep it authentic.
Aside from bad grammar, was it a fun sing-song for you?
I liked it.
Yeah.
In its own little way.
And was there an earnesty in the apology, or is the fact that I'm singing it just means that it's means very little?
Well, I guess it does come across as sort of flippant.
Okay.
But at the same time, I don't know, but yeah, I'm not really sorry.
It was written in earnesty, and it was sang in I don't know. You got to keep it jovial. You got to keep it fun, even if you're apologising.
We don't want to start every episode with a hat in hand, sort of looking all.
This is true.
Do you want to actually? We should make this a segment every week where before we get into the meat of our new topic, although we should always announce the topic at the head of the show. Maybe we should do like a quick kind of debriefing, wrap up things that we got back from last episode. I like that as a structure.
Okay,
so that's what we're going to do.
And if this goes to the dogs, then I'm going to do the sing-song again, and we're starting this whole episode again.
Okay, all right,
Yep.
Sure. And you said that we caused offence here, we caused offence there.
Little
we
bit.
actually got mainly positive feedback.
Mostly positive feedback.
Including from some anonymous people on the internet. I shared it to a chat room.
Yep.
So that was good.
Mm-hmm.
But there was one... Can we go into specifics here? How general should we keep this?
I think we can go into specific parts of the show that were mentioned.
Yeah.
Certainly, it's not like
And there's no hard
crucify
feelings.
any single person.
No,
but-
there's no hard feelings. There was
Yeah.
one person in particular who did not like the fact that we drew an analogy between being racially profiled at the airport. Between what was the specific objection?
Well, what I was bringing up was that this, a plethora of reasons that someone might feel nervous at the airport, and this quiz on BuzzFeed didn't specify that.
Yes, sure.
So when we discussed it on the show, it did come across as you could have been taken away that we were belittling other forms of discrimination, but certainly not intentionally, because we are aware that they exist and terrible, but all I was pointing out is there are several reasons someone might feel nervous at an airport.
And that was the whole thing that I pointed out to you as well in regards to that criticism, is that the point of that episode was not to talk about race or sexuality or gender.
Because if you want that you go to another podcast.
Yeah, there's so many other places.
We're not informed on any of that
exactly.
shit, like,
We were using it as an episode to bring up things that no one ever talks about and talk about kind of nitpicky little things that no one ever thinks about how they're unprivileged. So we weren't even there to talk about race. I guess I did imply that my friend I referred to was saying he was racially profiled when I'm skeptical that he was, because a lot of people are taken aside, and you can't read into people's souls. You can't know why they're taking you aside. So
since then, though, I've spoken to someone who has authority on the matter, and apparently it is evident, it is rampant throughout most airports, racial profiling.
How is it evident exactly?
Well, the person that I spoke to, and throughout their family and their relations, they're all of the same race, and they said it's you can see it straight away, and to the point where it comes down to, if there's two of them, if there's like a guy and a girl, the guy on the other side of things is like, okay, I can only kind of pick one here because it's supposed to be random profiling, but then it always goes for the one with the beard was this person's exact words.
Forget race, though. If you are prioritizing people to check in an airport, I think that is one example of justifiable profiling is going for the males. When is the last time a woman tried to light her shoes on fire?
I wonder if this was because the beard comment. may
I
have
understand. No, I understand.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, aside from that, just males generally. Let's just remove that from the equation. I know
Yeah.
it's not removed from the equation,
been- Yeah.
but if you were to sort of peer down,
Yeah.
and we've got limited time and resources
I would
here.
say so. That's your best
Yeah.
bet. And it's going to be more likely to be a guy.
Yeah. And I think beard's a bad idea, though, because if you were just to go someone with facial hair, that's kind of helping the terrorists, because they would just be like, well, let's shave, and then we're going to go right through. So you can't make it that
I
simple.
would say to
but-
that, go for the guy with the beard, because he could be hiding something in that beard. That's maybe where he's hiding the weapon.
Two sides to every coin.
There we go.
Okay,
But we are not-
that should not have offended anyone, I don't think.
I don't think
that
so.
little spiel.
I don't think so. But we
Off
are
the
not
hook.
white knights. We don't pretend to be.
No.
Not at all. That's not what we're here to do. We're not here to save the day or the planet.
I've got plenty to say on the subject, but I'm going to zip my mouth
Yeah.
now, because that's not what the show is about.
It's about farm animals
It's about
today.
farm animals.
Little sheep. Little lammies.
Yep.
Little mutton chop sheep. Little cows. Maybe a little bit of pig talk.
Are they all little? There are some rather big animals on farms as well, aren't
I
there?
don't know. I quite often, even though I've been on several farms, but quite often when I think about farm animals, just think of them as little cutesy things, because that's often how they're represented in like kids' books and stuff like that. Because before I went to a farm, that was where I seen them in books and stuff. So they've all got big eyes and they are all adorable. Turns out they are not. Some of them are beasts.
Yeah.
Rampant, horny beasts that will come at you
Are
hard.
you
real
talking
hard.
about farm animals in general or sheep specifically? Sorry, I didn't.
Well, both. Yeah,
Right.
farm animals in general. Really, there are some aggressive cows out there, to say the very least.
I was going to say though, sheep are a good example of animals that are always represented as cute in cartoons and everything, but in real life, are sheep really cute? Meh, they're kind of annoying animals, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they smell great. They
do.
I really like this. I personally love the smell of the
Ages since
wool.
I was
And,
close to one.
well, actually, I've had a couple of lambs that I've raised that are sort of had suckling at the teat there. Not mine. There's a wee milk bottle. But
Yeah.
brought them up and raised them. And so I think that's maybe part of it. But there are certainly sheep do have a certain look that it's hard to connect to. Some animals, you kind of get a sense that they're kind of with you in the situation, or at least they're kind of weighing in the situation, like a cat, for example. A horse, you look into a horse's eyes, it'll stare straight into your soul. It'll feel like
Yeah.
but a sheep is kind of, I don't know. I feel like maybe they'll just have terrible eyesight and it's all like everything's blurry for them and they look very vacant a lot of the time.
And they're sort of a dime a dozen in New Zealand too, so
Yeah.
we probably get tired of looking at them.
Could be that, yeah.
Although it's funny, I think isn't that a stat this is a real fact, right? That there are more sheep in New Zealand than there are people.
I don't know. See, that's one of those facts that I've just heard
You're
and
not
just
sure.
pass on.
Neither am I. I'm not sure either. But the
be.
funny thing is, I think there are some people overseas. I mean, I know we get a lot of people joke about it. So a lot of people are joking, but I think there are also a few people out there who do literally think that if you walk outside in any old New Zealand city, there will be sheep kind of just waddling about in certain areas.
Yeah.
Where there is all these sheep. If it is true that there are
Well-
more sheep in New Zealand than people, they are confined to certain areas of which we
Yeah.
don't actually visit on the daily.
The sheep, there was
the
like
countryside.
sheep in the cities. There are sheep in the big cities. There are the sheep that I had. I've never lived on a farm. That was just in a backyard
Really?
in a suburb. And one of them, Cass, he got big. And
Is that legal?
I don't know. We didn't ask anyone.
How did you come to get these sheep? What was the reason?
We used to work in an orchard, and basically one of them had. Oh no, it wasn't even from that. That's where he ended up going. Sorry, that's not where he came from. Where he came from was just a friend's farm, and one of the lambs' mums, I think the mum died, so he was a little orphan guy. And he was 2.0 because there was the initial one who. God, he didn't even get named. That's how long he lasted.
Oh.
I had him for about 6 hours, and he just died in my arms.
How old
That
were
was
you at this
real
point?
grim. That was when I was like 20. But then
Oh,
we got-
so you were old enough to deal with death. I thought you were
Yes.
talking about like childhood here. Like,
no,
okay,
God,
okay,
no.
right,
Oh,
okay.
that'd be just, oh man.
This is the house that I visited.
No, this is an old flat, but and we
It was
ended
a
up-
flat. It wasn't
Yeah.
even a family home with a nice big backyard.
No, well, we had a big backyard, a massive veggie
Okay,
garden.
you did it. Yeah.
But
I was gonna say, where's
we
the
thought
sheep
there'd be
staying?
enough room for one lamb, but this guy got really fat, really big, quite fast, and then we had a low fence at the front, and it used to just sort of just go over there and just jump out, so you just sort of had to like chase it around the neighbourhood essentially, which is it's actually bloody hard to catch a boy sheep, really is. Especially because, like, on the farm, when you're like, I've had to do it there as well, you can kind of just dive on them and it doesn't matter because you're just falling in the mud. But when you're competing with cars and asphalt and lampposts, there's a lot of obstacles in the way. You can't just go in gung-ho.
I really hope we can get some Australians to listen to this podcast because they would be loving this.
Yeah,
this
they
is
would.
the quintessential make fun of New Zealanders sort of story here. Just some guy chasing a sheep around suburban streets.
But for the record, for any Australian listeners, Cass was a virgin when we left him. So don't know what's happened to him since, but we certainly never banged him.
I want to get back to my original question, though, because I don't think I got to the bottom of it. What was the purpose of you were looking after it because it was a wayward sheep that didn't have a home, or
Well, we wanted a pet, an animal friend.
it was a pet?
And
So
I'd raised the lamb before in the backyard, so...
did you share it sometimes?
Nah, we didn't have it for that long. They get big quick. And this guy was horny too, so I don't think he would have been keen for a shave, eh?
Were you just holding it for someone for a set period of time?
I don't know. We didn't have an end game. We really didn't think that one through. Like I said, we didn't ask anyone about it. Not even the landlord. And he was not happy when he came around. It was just like shit,
Yeah, you
shit all
wouldn't
over.
be, yeah.
There was like the testicles that had fallen off him a few months earlier were just sort of on the lawn, just sort of sitting there.
Did the landlord allow cats and dogs?
A cat.
Oh, it did allow. Okay, because I was going to say a lot of people have no
the
cat,
cat-
no dog policies. It's you come and you got a fucking sheep.
He's a good wee guy.
I've never
that guy.
seen a sheep just running around Christchurch or in someone's backyard. I guess I don't go into that many backyards though.
Yeah, this is
so
true.
there's that.
You get the chickens. You get the chickens in the backyard. I think pigs are illegal in the suburbs.
Yeah,
And again, this is again
they would be.
this
I
is a
imagine.
fact that I've heard, and I don't know.
Because
I've
they
never
shit
checked it out.
everywhere.
And they can be quite aggressive as well. I think.
Yeah, smarter than dogs,
Oh yeah.
or
Well,
at least
they'll-
as smart, or a little bit
Is
less.
that saying
but
most of
in
the dogs
the
are kind of
same-
just retarded wolves at the end of the day?
Well, and there's also, I guess, a range of smartness throughout the dog species. I think Dalmatians are supposed to be real dumb, so it's
Okay.
probably smarter than the average dog. I don't know if it's
Man, you
smarter
wouldn't
than
pick that
smartest
with
breed.
Dalmatians, eh? You kind of feel like they've got a little bit of intellectual property upstairs, but
I feel like they're very
Guess not.
dependent Dalmatians. They're probably very loyal dogs.
there you go.
But-
But have you ever what's your interaction with farm animals? Because I have worked on a few farm stuff. I have a little bit, not a lot of knowledge, but I've certainly
Look, I gotta be
been
honest,
around them.
I'm not the best co-host for this episode because I am a real city slicker. I
Yeah.
don't have much of a relationship with the great outdoors, let alone farm animals,
Yeah.
and so forth. But
Okay, if you were to be attacked by a vicious pack of one of the standard farm animals, what are you taking on?
standard
So
farm
we're talking
animal.
horses, cows, sheep, ducks. We're not going to say farm dogs because that would just be.
So there's a different take on the horse-sized duck
Terrifying.
versus the 100 duck-sized
And then
horse.
pigs, chuck that in there. Yeah, just a vicious pack of one of them.
I feel like sheep would be a good one to go for because we do kill a lot of them. So one would assume they're fairly easy to... I guess we kill a lot of pigs too, but like you were saying,
Whatever you choose, it's going to be hard to take down, eh?
yeah,
It's going to be a long game. Like, it's, I don't know if I'd make it, to be honest. I feel like no matter what I choose, if I was barehanded, also in the situation, I feel like they'd take me out.
well, I mean, if there's a pack of them and there's one of you,
If
like,
you,
you'd
like-
think that's the most likely
If to
outcome,
this
right?
vicious pack, you just look like a big, wavering, tempting blade of grass, and they're just coming for you, just to chow down.
And I think a lot of people are arrogant about it because we get animals served to us in
Yeah.
plastic packets in the supermarket and so forth. We feel like we've dominated them, but really we haven't dominated
Yeah.
them. Modern technology and the farm industry has.
Do you think you could kill a beast?
Us ourselves.
You yourself? If I gave you a wee machete, and it was your job, you needed it to eat it, you needed it for survival, whatever you need to qualify this situation, you killing the beast, do you think you could
Now, this is something I've
just
wondered
physically
about.
go through with it?
This is something I've wondered about in the past, right?
Yeah.
And it's a complicated one. Because I'm a meat eater, and although I have certain ethical issues with mass farming and everything, and I guess I would like there to be a more ethical way of doing things,
Yep.
at the same time I still eat that stuff, so I guess I don't care that much. I don't have that much of an ethical concern.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly okay with the idea of killing animals to eat them if there is an ethical way to do it,
Okay.
which I think, a spike through the head or a quick slit of the
God.
throat is an ethical way of killing an animal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is, right? It's about as ethical as it gets. That's quick and probably close to
I just
painless.
don't know what the spike through the head is.
Oh, that's like a way they kill cows and
Man,
everything.
I've
Like,
I've seen the slit throat, but I've never seen a spike through the head.
So anyway, and I believe that's a thing, Tom. I don't think I'm going to be embarrassed after this episode by that, but maybe. Anyway, I think if I had, say, a spike gun or whatever they use, and I had a cow in front of me,
The question was a knife. I offered you a machete.
so to slit its throat with a machete,
So you're going to have to get into proper beast mode.
is there
Do you think you have it in you? I don't know if I do.
there fear involved in this? Like, is the cow at my mercy? Is the cow tied up? I'm not like
He wants to
worried.
keep living.
Oh, so he's going to fight me.
Well, yeah, he'll like fight you off. He's not going to come at you. He's going to run away from you, essentially. So you're
Well,
going
no,
to
I don't think I could practically, but I thought we were asking about emotionally. Could I deal with it?
I just mean practically, bro.
Oh, okay. No, practically I couldn't because I'm not good with that kind of stuff. I'm uncoordinated, as we talked about last week.
This is
I'm not.
true.
That's an easy question.
Yeah.
I was gonna like deliver you this whole dilemma and sort of like I don't know which way. If you just ask me, could I practically do it? Nah, I couldn't.
Okay, so then moralistically, you're not sure? There's a maybe? There's part of you that
There's a
feels
vague maybe. I really feel
like
like
you get
it.
carnal and just get stuck in.
Oh, we going back to the morally now.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing I was going to get at, right? I'm probably rambling too much. Me saying that is rambling too much even more, so I should not say that. Anyway, I feel like I would have some deep, like, emotional conflict with it and feel really bad. At the same time, though, I'm quite stubborn, and I would like to prove to myself my philosophy of eating meat is fine, killing it is fine. So I think I'd say 60%. I think I would just go and pull that knife across and go, that didn't feel good, but that kind of felt good because I've affirmed that.
I got you.
I'll by the way, also,
Yep,
slightly different
yep.
topic, I'd eat a dog if I went to a country where that happens.
Okay, yeah.
Because like I said, pigs are perfectly intelligent. I don't think there's any moral reason why eating a dog should not be okay and eating a pig should be okay. And because I don't believe, even though it would be like, Jesus Christ, I'm eating a dog, I'd still do it.
It depends for me. Like I say, if you're in a culture where it's like it's kind of more normal there, then I think I probably would too. But I definitely am one of those people that has like I endow like a hierarchy amongst the animal kingdom. Mm-hmm. They're not all equal to me. Like I feel way more connected to
yeah, but
certain
that's like a
animals than
superstition
others.
though. That's not actually logical.
I think part of it is logical. Like this one's animals that resemble humankind. That are closer to like resembling humankind, so with a recognizable face, something like a cat. Say it has the eyes and the nose and the ears.
That's true.
And then there's kind of catty kind of looking people, and then you take an ant for example, and it's like, well, what am I don't know. I got nothing. I got nothing for you. You're an alien.
That's logical in terms of why you have feelings for it, but it's not logical in terms of why it's better
also
to take the life of it, like why it's more morally okay.
Oh no, there's not moralistically.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
there's no logic there. It's just just in terms of me feeling better about taking one animal versus.
I'm on board with that. Oh yeah, I don't know if I could kill a dog myself.
Hell no, man.
No.
I couldn't kill a dog.
And I certainly wouldn't eat your dog. I'm
I'd
just
feel
saying
bad
I'd
if
eat
I,
a
like,
dog.
You know, try to get that on the mic. The gut pat that people do with dogs.
Yeah.
I even feel bad doing that. Like, because I'll do it to a big dog and they go with it. But like,
I love it.
If you little dogs, sometimes they just get knocked over a little bit. When you get like, yeah, man, we're terrible with that. Oh, for me, going back to could I take out the farm animal moralistically? I think it'd be a short version of one of those unlikely friendship movies. Where it's kind of like we're at odds initially and we're kind of like growling at each other, and then by the end of it, we're just kind of like pals. Like we're just resigned to the fact that we're just going to hang out and die together.
Oh, so you're dodging the question, basically. You're saying, like,
couldn't
I'd
do
try
it.
to kill it, and then, like, it would sort of, like, bond with me.
Yeah, I'd end up just be
Okay.
like, I can't follow through. I could not follow through. It'd lock eyes with me at a pinnacle moment. It'd just turn around and have these like sweet sparkling eyes, and I'd be like, no, I can't do this.
But you'd
And
still...
I'd drop the knife and just like start weeping on the farm paddock floor.
But you-
floor or ground? Ground, definitely.
Ground. Yeah.
Never referred to as a floor.
But you would still then, the next day after you've made your new friend, go to the supermarket and buy a packet with the remains
Yeah.
of his brother inside.
Yeah.
Would you feel any conflict about that?
That's
I couldn't kill this animal, but I can still go and... Would that not inspire you to maybe just give up meat eating entirely?
I don't think it would. See, I've been around animals like most of my life, and I've never actually killed one that I've eaten myself.
You've compartmentalized.
Definitely have. I'm not going to deny that, man.
Yeah, there you go.
Made myself feel okay about it. they trick you, eh? Well, they don't really trick you, but they make you feel okay about it. They've got deals on, like nice little labels on it, and there's like words that they use that try to make you feel like, oh, it's this one's all right, you know. Don't feel so bad. This one's free range, or this one's organic, and like you feel a little bit better. But at the end of the day, it is an animal that is dying, so you can eat.
How do you think our meat industry would be affected if all the animals could speak, but they only said the words, "I love you"?
Okay, it'll be just flooding with vegetarians, I reckon.
But there'd still be an industry for it, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet the farmers would be like, "That's nice."
Yeah, yeah, totally, man.
We were talking, actually, when we were talking about the animal slaughter before the podcast.
Yeah.
We were talking to one of our fellow students, Josh, and he was just explaining, because he's
quite amazing, eh?
He's a farm guy, yeah.
Yeah, he is like the epitome of a farm guy.
Yeah, and we're sort of like
He
contemplating
is like
this.
a can of Ranfurly beer in a pair of gumboots. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
he is a farm man.
Yeah, and like, so we were sitting there kind of contemplating these things, but for him, it's just a way of life.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh yeah, best way to kill a sheep, yeah, I think the most humane way." It's funny that he said the most humane way. He's like, the most humane way, just kind of roll it over, put your foot on its belly and hold it down, then just get a knife and slit its throat.
Yeah.
And not
that
like
was the most humorous, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was drive a knee into its side.
drive a knee into
That
its
was
side,
the opening
right.
move.
That's
like the
to
takedown.
wind it.
Yeah, dude.
I
Yeah.
didn't catch that part. So you knee it, you knee it inside, you hold
Yeah.
it down by the belly with your foot?
Yeah.
Hold it down by its belly with your foot, and then you slit its throat.
Yep.
And he wasn't even saying it to be like, "I'm a tough man." He was
Yeah.
just like, "Yeah, no, I think this is probably the best way to get about it."
Yeah, it was like
You know.
hearing someone like describe how to make a coffee or something.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
put the coffee in, and you get a little bit of milk, and you heat that up. It was just very matter of fact,
Yeah.
and like even killed the entire time.
I'm not sure if it's the most humane way, though, especially with the
I
kneeing
don't
in
know
the
if
side.
it is, hey?
Yeah, I think the spike in the head. Oh, he said, like, I think I brought that up, and he was like, "Yeah, it's kind of expensive, though." I'm like, well, yeah, that doesn't take away from the humane
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. See, farmers
You're not
are
doing the
amazing
most
like that, though,
cost-effective.
because they'll be like, a lot of the, but then they have this weird duality where they are really attached to these animals at the same time. They do really care for them, and they know how to look after them properly. But then at the same time, if one's gone limp or lame or whatever, then they've just no trouble. Just little bullet to the head.
But a bullet to the head's different from the slitting the throat.
Yeah, the taking it down,
Yeah.
driving a knee into its side. Like, that is a maneuver. That is
Yeah.
far out. You can't close your eyes and do that. You have to be on edge and alert while you're going through that process, eh?
There was a woman who wrote into the Bill Burr podcast. This is quite a while back.
Yeah.
And she was sort of explaining that they had a little pet hen that would lay their eggs, which I've got a friend actually in Wellington who does that. They're
Yep.
like, it's
Good
become
idea.
a fairly fashionable thing. You get rescue hens and stuff, and you save money and you save a hen at the same time.
Yeah.
You save money on eggs. So I don't need to explain that.
You don't. People know
I'm sorry.
the process of the...
I'm tired, guys.
Although,
Anyway,
in your defence, there are some people who have weird... I heard one egg theory about... it was actually someone that was talking about when girls get their periods. Now we're talking about the human species. That he said, and he was trying to relate, it was, no, it must be really hard and painful when they get their period, when the eggshells come out. And in his mind, it was actual, like, chicken eggs, like the shells that were breaking and then coming out of the female.
yeah, how old was he?
This guy, he wasn't not young enough for this to be an okay thing to say.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, though, I mean, I guess just to be sort of fair, when you're not a woman and you don't have to worry about women's hygiene, I guess this is one of those, like, sort of common knowledge things that you really should know, but you never have to know, and so
Yeah.
then you...
I suppose you wouldn't need to seek it out, but I think it's good to.
Yeah,
think
it's good to know.
it's
No,
good
it's good to know, so you
Yeah.
don't say really embarrassing
Yeah,
things
so you
in
don't say
conversation.
that. Like,
Yeah, that's the main reason you're supposed to have good GK, I guess, is so you don't. But going back to this hen
do
thing,
this, yeah.
the hen got to the age where it didn't lay the eggs anymore,
oh,
and she
Henna
just
pause?
said,
sorry.
"Henopause is what
Yeah.
you." Oh, haha, that's good.
Is it though?
It's pretty good. And
It's taken all the momentum out of the show. Is it good?
her
That was a jack in your tire.
her children had sort of formed a bond with the hen, right?
Yeah.
And
Sorry,
then-
I need to point this out. Your posture has changed since I've done the henna pause pun. You sunk into your chair. You look defeated, a little bit upset. Do you hate puns?
No, I like puns. Honestly, Wednesdays are the days I get up at 4:30 in the morning.
Okay.
So I think
We'll put it down to that.
Any energy you hear in my voice is totally being projected and put on and forced at this point.
Just for keepsake, I'm going to put the safety on the pun gun for the rest of the show, I think.
The problem as well is now that we've sidetracked it on a couple of occasions, it's really not that much of a story.
Oh,
so
now
it's
we
gonna
really
be,
we really need to hear it more than ever.
Yeah, so we don't deflate it too much more.
Okay, if you haven't been paying attention so far, turn up the iPod, your phone, whatever you're listening to, because this is going to be the pinnacle moment of the show.
Well, look, the lady's kind of story was that by this point, her kids had developed a sort of pet relation with it. They had grown accustomed to the chicken and really fond of it, and she basically, and what you're probably expecting now is, and so they decided to keep it like a dog or a cat. But what she basically said is, look, I'm not running a hen orphanage here, and the kids need to learn. So she basically took them out and explained what they had to do, and then they watched as she hacked its head off with a...
Holy shit!
Yeah,
I didn't expect it to go there.
Yeah, no, they beheaded the chicken.
Oh, man. And they ate it? Did they wonder if they ate it?
Yeah, I think she did. Served it.
Jesus
I wonder if it's I wonder if it's actually gonna be good for those kids, or if that's just gonna scar them for life.
Well, Mum grew up with chickens in their house, and she said that it was a positive for her seeing that, because then they had an appreciation of where the food was coming from, because they saw it from point A to plate. You know, there was no kind of like, oh, it just appears. How does it get there? Oh, you just cut apart, it appears on your plate.
Which goes back to what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Earlier about it's probably a good thing to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Because being disconnected completely from...
Have you ever been hunting?
No.
Yeah, neither. See, I haven't done that either.
But again, that's me not being an outdoorsman, because it's not, unless you're like a Dick Cheney type person where you go to those ridiculous things where they kind of fence in the animals so you can enjoy the recreational. It's like, what a pussy thing to do. Way better to just not hunt in the first place. If you're going to do real hunting, you got to go out and camp, and I don't like that kind of thing.
You don't like the outdoors.
So aside from all the shooting animals aspect of it, it's just the other kind of hiking around and camping, and it's just
that's the shit I love.
That's cool.
That is my game. Another angle in terms of appeasing anyone's guilt about eating meat. What about this? This is something that I used to that did make me feel a little bit better for a while when I was going to the meat section, pulling out a nice lamb chop. When I was about 10, I was playing in a field with my friend, and we saw a ewe on its side, and it was sort of like breathing quite heavily, and it was sort of frothing at the mouth a little bit, and we called out for Farmer, and there was no one around. We kind of did like a circuit, like we looked for help, and it wasn't there basically. And then we looked at the ewe's vagina, and there was a wee lamb head sort of starting to come out of its vagina, and again, no one around, just two 10-year-old kids.
Yeah.
So we knew what needed to be done, but we didn't know how to do it. But that didn't stop us.
You're gonna be okay. Breathe.
Yeah, one of the friends was holding the hoof of the ewe and telling it to breathe and telling it it's going to be okay. He's counting the contractions.
It's going to be okay.
And I rolled up my sleeves to get stuck in, because I'd sort of seen it on one of those like vet shows where they do this, and they just put their hands in and pull the lamb out. And we ended up saving not only the ewe but also its lamb that day. So I used to like go back to that story to
without any training or real knowledge. You managed to, and they were both fine and healthy.
As far as we know, you know. They're actually still living to this day happily on that farm.
Yeah.
Yep. Hoof and hoof. They run around and graze to their little lammy heart's content. They're not. One of them's a lamb. One of them's actually no, they're both dead probably. They're both, I've probably eaten both of them at this point.
Maybe you ate them.
I may have. Yeah. Point is, for a while, I felt okay about eating meat. And I still do for the most part, but every now and then, taste that sweet meat, and it tastes a little bit guilty.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things where that's why people do compartmentalize. We don't want to see what's going on. In fact, Mike King, how he used to do this is completely secondhand knowledge. A friend just told me this.
Mike King, the comedian or the historian?
Yes.
Okay, so not Michael King,
So a friend told me, a fairly reliable friend though. I feel like this is probably true. You know how he used to do the bacon adverts?
Yes.
some sort of advocacy group offered to kind of take him on a tour to show him exactly what goes on at those places. And he accepted, and then he basically cancelled his, like, he didn't re-sign
Really?
with the company. Yeah, he said, yeah, no.
I wonder if they've offered Lee Hart that.
Does he do bacon? I don't watch television.
He does.
so...
He does the Hellers.
Right.
Hellers ads, and he has for quite a few years.
I feel like Lee Hart wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I feel like Lee Hart would be like, oh,
You just feel like a BLT after the tour.
It's pretty painful.
Yeah.
Makes me feel pretty bad. So I should have confirmed I can do a Lee Hart impression before I tried it. But yeah, I got a feeling he
wasn't great.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah, and again, like I said at the start, the stuff that happens to pigs, especially.
I've heard that's real bad, eh?
Really bad.
It's
like,
been like music
move,
videos where they've made it, and then like they've the videos have been like essentially just banned from.
Is there like that iconic one back from the 80s?
I think there's been a couple.
It's like a punk rock guy who's like smearing himself in blood. I think it was lambs and sheep in that one.
Yeah, that was a New Zealand video, eh?
Yeah.
And then Cass McCombs has done one recently where it's just so brutal. Where it's just footage of a slaughterhouse, and it's a similar kind of thing, and that got banned on a lot of networks.
I wonder how many people have watched that while eating spaghetti and meatballs. I guess it's not the kind of thing you'd want to watch while eating. But
I used to get freaked out, like, because we always had dinner over the during the news growing up, and every now and then they'd just have like footage of like a open heart surgery or something.
Yeah.
Man, but that and because that's the thing that will usually like stop people, but it didn't slow me down. I don't know.
Do you remember how brutal the drunk driving ads used to be
They
back
used to
in
be
the day?
insanity, eh?
Yeah.
Talk about
I think
the
that's
slaughter.
I
I
think that's quite unique to New Zealand too. If there are any Yanks or anything listening, maybe Australians, I don't know. But I feel like ours were way more brutal,
especially
than...
compared to what they are now.
Yeah.
Toned down.
Now they're kind of like just subtle little stories that sort of, like if it is about a death, it'll be implied.
Yeah.
Or it'll be like
A lot of
someone
like
doing
freeze frame and slow motion footage where they'll like slowly pan the camera around like some glass mid-air.
Yeah.
Like a lot of that going on.
Or it'll be like even people doing the right thing, and like, oh, you know, you're a bloody legend kind of thing. Like, yeah, he didn't drink drive, isn't he a great guy? But yeah, back in the day, I remember like there was one where they come to a screeching halt, and they're like, oh, thank God we've avoided any damage there. Then this lady goes through the windscreen and smashes onto the front of their windscreen.
Oh, no.
And everyone in the car's like, oh my fucking God. Well, no, they didn't say fucking, because that wouldn't be appropriate. But they're just like screaming in the car, and like, and there were multiple ones like that.
Was this under the Labour government? Is that the difference here?
Yeah, it would have
Because
been
they
under
had
the
those
Labour government.
accident ads as well. That like ladies just like they pitched it as like a muesli ad, like she's just selling a muesli bar, trips on a toy, and then just bam.
That wasn't drunk driving. That was like they were like house safe domestic.
Yeah,
safety
but that's
ads.
like under the same government. This is like around the same kind of time. period. Holy
that
shit!
still would have been on Hell Clark.
And then
that was a terrible one.
and it was fucking dark. Well, that real dark one.
Did you explain that muesli bar one properly?
That one where it was like there's just accidents happen. I guess was the
no. I remember. I'm asking for our listeners. Can you explain, please, what happened?
Oh right, she walks into the walking out of the kitchen. There's like nice music playing, and then it's kind of like, oh, this is one of those like better living everybody ads, and she's just talking about some like health benefits of a muesli bar. Then you see a foot like walk on a small car, and she just falls like a toddler through a glass table.
And it also not just that, but after she fell through the glass table, it's like her shivering in the middle of the room, going, glass in my face.
They were brutal.
There was and the one with the shower where it's like, so this one was framed like it was a soap advert. And the guy is like, yes, you know, leathering myself up, a sexy man, gonna smell good for the rest of the day. Gets out of the shower and then slips, and you can tell he's just been paralyzed. And again, he's just like on the floor, kind of twitching. Fucked.
They were on during the daytime.
They were during the daytime. Yes.
Was that ACC or the government just saying, "Be careful, everybody"?
I think it must have been the government because it was a PSA about safety.
Because the other ones,
there's no
just
profit
like,
in that.
Yeah, the other ones are like, you know, drink less or like just watch how you're drinking or don't speed. Like there's a thing you can do. It's quite obvious what to do, but just be careful all of the time.
Yeah.
What?
And the other inappropriate thing about those ones is they were sort of comical too, like setting up to think it's another ad. It's like, are you just like making fun of us?
It's cruel.
What was that?
It was fucking cruel.
I subscribed to a New Zealand nostalgia Facebook thing called Memory Lame, and they posted that, which I'm sure is an original, but they posted those exact safety ads a while ago.
God.
That was one really.
I've forgotten about
I
those.
remember that. Yeah. Oh man, New Zealand's a fucked up country, or at least it was under the Labour government.
I like him. Bring him back, I say.
Yeah.
I don't want to make this political, though.
No. I'm pretty agnostic for New Zealand politics.
Yeah.
I care more about international politics, to be honest.
Oh, man. But those farm animals, though, eh?
Hey, remember everybody, it's casting broad. So
Yeah.
we go on tangents, that's how we do.
We have to.
But hey, yeah, I mean, look, farm animals, was there anything else kind of pre-planned you had to bring up? Because we are starting to struggle. We're going downhill here. Come on.
No, man. No, not particularly. I've got everything else that I wanted to say on the matter.
Well,
farm animal stories.
I put out a question on my RDU show for people's favourite farm animals. I got llamas.
Oh, yeah?
Got anything to say about those?
Llamas.
Llamas.
Difference between llamas and alpacas. What's going on there?
That's a good question. The other one that was texted in... The other one that was texted in, barn owls, and I think the guy texted that and was making fun of me. Because that's, you see what he did there? Because his barn is in the name, but it's not actually a farm animal.
Second bullet fire on the pun gun.
Yeah, it's the second good pun for this week. Second great pun for this week.
Alrighty. Here we go. Lightning round. Farm animals lightning round. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, I don't have any of these questions written down, so this is going to be real raw dog lightning round. Okay. Favourite farm animal meat to eat?
Pig.
Favourite farm animal movie?
Oh, Jesus. Babe, because it's the only one I can think of.
Favourite farm?
Animal Farm.
Oh,
really
yeah.
good commentary on propaganda and socialism and communism, I guess.
If you were a farm animal, which one would you be and why?
I would be the dog because they don't tend to kill that one.
Oh, right.
Plus you get to stay in the house.
Yeah. And if you had a farm of your own, what would you be growing, or what's the animal version of the growing?
I might
What does that word?
go with something like alpacas or perhaps sheep, because you don't, certainly, especially with alpacas, but I imagine with sheep you have the option as well, is that you don't need to engage in that much murder.
You've got the job. If I was a farm man and I was looking for a farm hand, you'd be my guy.
Sweet, thanks, Tom.
There we go.
You're making a terrible decision because I do not know anything about the outdoors or farming. It is not my style at all. Am I going to lightning round you?
Yeah, new questions if you want. Throw
Yeah,
anything at me.
absolutely. Okay. If you could be a farm animal, what would you be?
Pig.
And how are you going to escape from the grips of death?
Just pure aggression. Just running at anything that's coming my way.
Stampede anyone coming at you.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Just fight them off.
Just try to like clip their Achilles heel, like in that movie Hostel. Just go straight through there with my little pig chompers.
Tom, gun to your head. You had to have sex with a farm animal. What are you choosing?
Lamb. Oh no!
I guess you have had time to grow accustomed to them.
No! That isn't fair because you even pointed like a real gun at my head. Jesus Christ!
Gun to your head, no, anyways, it's have sex with you. It's still lamb, we choose something else.
No. It's gonna be probably like a geese.
Geese, okay.
Geese. A geese.
A goose.
Not geese, like a goose. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to be gangbanged by geese, but yeah, a goose.
Okay,
I'm feeling terrible about choosing an infant animal though.
create a
I
brand.
could have said fucking sheep.
That's all right. You can apologize next week.
lamb.
You can apologize next week. Okay. You have to
no.
you have to create a brand new farm animal that doesn't exist. What are you creating?
Oh, I like this. Okay, so it's a hybrid between a pig, but it's it's like a pig meat, but it's agile as a horse. So that way we could ride them around and there could be like the races and things. But then at the end of the day, when they get kind of old, you just give them a little cut and you get like nice kind of like lot of pork.
Yeah, pork is delicious. Congratulations, Tom. You have survived
Yes,
the lightning round.
there we go. End of the episode.
End of the episode. Bit of a shorter one this week, but you know what? That might be a positive thing.
I think it is.
Yeah.
How do we sign off? We never do this. We never know how to do this.
Well, last time you did the jingle.
Casting Bro! No Tom and Matt?
Well, no, we didn't finish. We opened with that. We didn't finish with it.